going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have been planning on this video for a while now, but I had to push it back and push it back and push it back because there's just been so many hot details dropping right now between, X-Defiant, Call of Duty, Black Cell changes, skill-based damage, being a little, critiqued and stuff like that, cheaters just flying around everywhere. It's been hot, guys. Treyarch actually making some pretty decent improvements to the game still. Seriously, it's been a lot of stuff going on. But I still want to put forth this video because the exclusive Ace said something over on Twitter that honestly really hit home, especially as a channel that discusses both the positives and the negatives of a lot of these Call of Duty games. But ladies and gentlemen, before we go ahead and dive deep, if you guys are interested in more content just like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. We post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern Time. And of course, if you guys are interested in any of my live streams, I live stream Monday through Saturday over on Twitch. Those streams go live between 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And you can find a link to that channel down in the description of this video. All right, so the exclusive Ace a little while ago came out with a tweet about the double XP, the multiplier in BO6. A lot of people are saying double XP wasn't properly tracking. But actually, that is not the truth. Now, of course, you guys can go ahead and check out the exclusive Ace's video about this topic. I'm not going to deep dive in this, but his tweet still kind of summarizes it. After many hours of testing, I figured out what's happening with double XP and BO6 multiplayer. It is working as intended, but the way they display double XP applying after the match is inaccurate, which leads to really messed up numbers if you try to do the math based on that without understanding everything that goes into it. I'll be breaking it down in great detail with tomorrow's video, which again, I highly suggest checking out the video because he does break it down into some pretty good details and gives a really good constructive, feedback, criticism on how it should be handled moving forward. But the responses to his work here is just mind-boggling. And again, he went ahead and went on a slight bit of a rant, but first and foremost was the response here from Bravo116, which was probably on the nicer end of the responses, saying, I know that you are fair and honest, but if you keep trying to explain away their mistakes, then I will naturally start to believe that you work for them. However, I don't believe that you do. Again, probably the nicest tweet, but let's be real here. Every single time the exclusive Ace debunks something that people are, saying is going bad in the game, people call him a shill, people say he's working for Activision, he's trying to go ahead and defend the developer, so on and so forth, instead of just recognizing that, he found a solution or he's working on finding a way around it and just, critiquing it off of that. And the exclusive Ace actually went ahead and gave a bit of a response. I'm not explaining away anything. I'm getting to the bottom of the actual issue to provide proper feedback to the devs so they can hopefully fix the issue, rather than taking leaps to draw wild conclusions that aren't based in reality so I can get easy clicks with inaccurate info. It will be so much easier and far more lucrative for me to take the easy road here, but I truly care about the game and the community, and I want to see it thrive, so I always aim to do things the right way, even if it's much harder and makes me less money than the lazy and often intellectually dishonest way. He then goes on to say, sorry for the rant, but I find it frustrating that the creators that takes the easy road by not doing the proper research and jumping to inaccurate conclusions get praised so heavily because Activision bad. So anything said against the game devs is good, even if it's false. And when you put the time and effort into, getting to the bottom of the perceived issue and you find out that those creators were wrong, then you are a shill or untrustworthy because you are apparently siding with the bad guy or something by sharing, accurate information. Again, I know people are going to try to say, oh, exclusive Ace is calling out. No, he's not calling out anybody. He actually made it very clear in later posts that he's not talking about anybody specifically. This is about the community, ladies and gentlemen, not about the content creators, not about what people do, but how the community perceives content within Call of Duty. I gotta be real. I know everybody gets on my case for, loving the X-Defiant community, but it's true. I am so happy that I grinded content in that game and grew, a community out of the people who played that game because they were so open-minded. Any discussion that you had, negative or positive, yes, you would get your trolls on either end, but a lot of the people were level-headed with the game and they can acknowledge bad things and good things. But the Call of Duty community is literally the complete opposite. And like I said, from someone who posts both positive content and negative content, I completely understand where he's coming from. Every single positive video I could possibly think of where I, put out about Call of Duty, one, doesn't perform as good because for some reason, the Call of Duty community doesn't want to listen to any of the improvements that any of these developers will actually do, like Modern Warfare 3, for example. I mean, let's be real here. My content was nothing compared to other, creators who didn't really care for Modern Warfare 3. But I was covering every single update, every single positive thing that the developers have done. Nobody cared. And a lot of the time, people just called me a shill for doing so. And the same thing current date, If I give Treyarch any type of praise, if I respect them for anything that they do within this game because it is a good change, you are automatically either branded a shill or you're trying to defend the developers or so on and so forth. But then I go ahead and make the negatives because yes, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? In this world, there are positives and negatives. So yes, there are negatives within this game. Like for example, the official Call of Duty page not acknowledging that it's the hit reg being the problem within the game and saying it's, visual blood and getting community noted, And in these videos, there's no in-betweens. There's either people who are calling me a rage baiter for some strange reason because, I'm definitely rage baiting because this isn't a problem, The official Call of Duty page just got community noted for not covering the real problem in the game and hiding something. And we're saying that, again, I guess I can twist a positive out of this. I don't know. I don't know how. But like I said, it's either people saying I'm rage baiting or it's people who are just like, yeah, rah, the Call of Duty bad, they're horrible, Activision bad, everything they do bad, and it always ends up with people saying that Treyarch does nothing right and they're horrible and this is disgusting, There's no in-betweens on anything. And for me personally, and it seems a lot of other creators, because I don't think the exclusive Ace would just, put that whole rant out there if he didn't feel this way as well. For a lot of people, commentary channels specifically, it sucks. A lot of these reverse boost channels who, boast about their KD being so high and they're showcasing, some of the best class setups all the time while they're versing a bunch of bots 24/7. None of these commentary channels are like that, A lot of them cover everything within the game. We like to look at the updates, see the patch notes, what's going on within the title, right? Multiple times I've covered the patch notes within Black Ops 6, and the devs have been doing really solid things. While at the same time, we're covering things that Activision is doing, whether it's the skill-based matchmaking, slash EOMM, a lot of people like to call it, certain business practices, There's so many things to discuss as a commentary channel. That's the fun of it. That's why I love making commentaries, because it's just a never-ending, just as long as you're not just going to be, once again, 24/7 biased on one end or the other, I could see that getting very boring. But if you are going to be open-minded about these games, there's so many things to discuss, so many things to discuss. But in this community, that is not allowed. For some reason, in the COD community, they want you to view this game either one way or the other. You're on this side or you're on that side. Nobody can just view it as a game and critique it as time goes along. And nobody also can't differentiate an issue that is either the developer's problem or the publisher's problem. I guess the whole purpose of this video is to bring some awareness to the overall, discussion of how we as a community are. It's sad because I want to have those similar discussions that I have with other games with the COD community. But it's so hard because, again, every single time, and like I said, this is how I know for a fact this is how this community is. Because every single time I post a positive video, people call me a shill for Activision. And every single time I post a negative video, people claim I hate Black Ops 6. I don't know where they come up with this conclusion, but like I said, there's no in-betweens. The amount of times that I say I enjoy Black Ops 6, the amount of times that I purposely insert sayings into these videos to make sure that people won't say what they say in the comment section, and then I still get a wall of the same comments anyways, is absurd. It's absolutely wild. And it just, I just really hope that someday this community will be able to, have a more level-headed opinion, a more mature opinion about a lot of the things going on within this game. And people can look at, creators who are trying to do different things like that, like exclusive Ace. Like, people actually believe he's a shill because he went ahead and, figured out what's wrong with the double XP, and it wasn't anything wrong with it, but it was just, displayed improperly. And then he gave feedback on how it, should be displayed. And trust me, I get it. Treyarch and all of them should be on top of that, and they should have made it easier for the community to be able to understand what's going on. And, they should be coming out with an actual post discussing this and letting us know that it is a problem with the visuals. We shouldn't have to have exclusive Ace do that. But how does that make him a shill? You know what I'm saying? Like, how is he a shill for finding out what's wrong with double XP. It just doesn't make sense to me whatsoever. But ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. We post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern time. And of course, if you guys are interested in any of my live streams, like I said before, I stream Monday through Saturday over on Twitch, starting around 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern time. If you're interested, I got a link to that channel down in the description of this video. But as always, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you all on the next one. Peace out.